friends, relatives, strangers, and enemies, welcome yet again to another educational and enlightening episode of the Texas Conservative Channel, where I always continue the discussion and the talks about the failures of the Democrat Party. And of course, the election is coming up, it's 9 days away. And I'd like to talk about the different philosophies of both the Republicans and the Democrats, because I think it's relevant in this election. And you have to wonder whose political philosophy and ways and means best fits our free society here in the United States of America. And the proof is in the pudding. The Democrats will get elected, progressives, and they'll try and enact policies that they feel are best for people. Building blocks of society, they call it. And they believe they're better in people's lives. They believe they want government. They believe government is the means to facilitate the bettering of people's lives. Now, you have to wonder then, over the course of the years, why the Democrats have never been able to achieve that perfect utopia. Why are there still poor people? And it's not hard to figure out. The Democrats will claim that it's rich people, it's ignorant people, it's people who don't believe in their philosophy of the Democrat Party knows best. And Republicans will get elected, and they'll enact policies that run contrary to what the Democrats are trying to do. And the Democrats will claim the Republicans are trying to hurt people, and that's why they'll demean them like they do. Now, it's obvious that the Democrats have to stay in power all the time to ever really fully enact their policies. Meaning, if the Democrats got elected and enacted these building blocks of society and did away with elections, then Republicans would never get elected. Republicans would never get elected to do this so-called damage to what the Democrats are trying to do. So which philosophy best fits America's free society? Well, it's obvious. Republicans don't have to be in power all the time. It's clear who the Republicans are for. The Republicans are for business because they know business hire people. And, the Republicans don't try and tell you what's best for you. And for sure, that's what the Democrats do. That is their policy. That's vintage Democrat. They believe in the one shoe size fits all policy. And they believe that the government should facilitate it. They believe everybody in America, in our differing ways and means, and our differing success, or lack thereof, all owe each other something, and they believe that it's up to the government to facilitate that belief. It's progressivism. It's liberalism. Give somebody something for nothing, even though they haven't earned it or worked for it, and in turn ask for their vote after you give it to them. It's diabolical. It's a diabolical Democrat Party scheme to destroy America. Now, of course, we're discussing which philosophy best fits America. And in doing so, it's easy to understand that the Democrats, the Democrat Party entity cannot exist with a free society, because as long as there are elections, there's going to be people that vote Republican sometimes. There's going to be people that like patriotism and individualism and strong national security and hard work. There's people that believe in it. There's people that believe the government's not supposed to do something for you. There's people that believe that, so they're going to vote on that basis, like my fellow Texans do and my fellow red staters. So Republicans are going to win sometimes. And when they get in there, it's clear what they stand for. And they don't have to be in power all the time to implement it. That their ways and means fits America's free style. America's freedom fits the Republicans' ways and means. And the Democrats are never able to enact anything they want to do because they lose elections sometimes. So obviously, freedom and elections and people who are free are standing in front of what the Democrats are trying to do. They're never going to succeed in that perfect utopia where everybody's the same and laziness is rewarded. They're never going to have that perfect utopia as long as a free society exists in the United States of America. As long as elections exist, the Democrat Party does not fit. And they'll claim to be for poor people. You know, that's the Democrat Party's mantra. They believe that that poor people vote Democrat. A lot of them do. Democrats know this. So why in the hell would they ever want to do anything to help poor people? Because it would mean them getting out of office. No, they want power. The Democrat Party wants power. They want there to be more and more and more poor people because that's more and more and more Democrat Party votes. They'll just turn around and blame the guy that has something, or the person that is working hard, or the person that does have success. That's what the Democrats do. That's what the Democrats do, so they don't fit our free society. Remember this when you go to vote, people. The Democrats dread what's coming up here in a few days. It's called an election because it's going to be on their ass for all these lies, these health care mandates. You go to jail for no health insurance. You know, no missile defense for Iran's expanding missile development. Stupid decision after stupid decision after stupid decision. The freedom lovers love to go vote. They love elections, and they're going to vote Republican because they know the Republican Party philosophy best fits America. Hard work, individualism, strong national security, and of course elections. Elections where Republicans can show they love America, and the people who love America can vent their frustration at the Democrats. That's why we got them. You know, Barack Obama likes to complain that Republicans are saying no, that we're standing in the way. No, sir, we're expressing our right. And Facebookers and YouTubers and MySpacers, don't let the president tell you that you're standing in the way. No, you tell him you're being free. We have the right to say no if we want to. That's what elections are about. No, sir. No to health care mandate. No to national security weakness. No to Gitmo detainees having PlayStations and flat screens. You know, like that. You know, it's terrible. And of course, during the course of leaving no stone unturned, and during the course of leaving no bullshit unchallenged, as I point out this treacherous road the Democrat Party is trying to take us on, you can come here. www.youtube.com JVBJASPERTX. You can also catch Texas conservative videos at www.myspace.com/TheTexasCon, where I tell it like it is. I keep it real. I point out the flaws and the failures and the screw-ups of the Democrat Party because it's vital. And folks, I don't charge anybody anything. You know, I have no obligation up to my fellow man other than to relay this information so that my fellow citizens coming up here on election day can make a good, rational decision. They need to know. They need to know the flaws of the Democrat Party. They need to know that the Democrats feel that the Democrat Party knows what's best for everybody, and damn those that don't agree with them. The Democrats want to tax us into oblivion. And while they're trying to do it, and as the election is coming up, I'll be pointing out their flaws and failures right here on the Texas Conservative channel, where you can catch the next episode. Folks, don't forget to go vote. Take your voter's registration card, go vote, and then come watch the next episode of the Texas Conservative channel. I'll see you then.